Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's edition of Leadership Table. My name is Mayoko Adeoti, the Regional Coordinator, Yali Regional Leadership Center, Alumni Chapter of Nigeria, North Central Region. It is my pleasure to anchor today's event with a very special guest joining us all the way from Lasgidi. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining today's edition of Okay, so sorry for that little mix-up. That was feedback from YouTube. Okay, so Alero, my first question to you today would be, tell us what your experience has been like being a fellow of the Yali Regional Leadership Center.
Yeah, it has been wonderful all through. You know, I'm of the 2017 cohort 5. So I got the opportunity through a friend. She was also a Yali alumni, so I applied. I think that was the first time I was taking that attempt to apply. Then Yali, entrance into Yali or admission into the Yali fellowship was highly competitive. I don't know about now. You hear people that have done it 4 times, 5 times, and they were not selected. But I did it once, and I was lucky I was selected. It was even after the interview, one-on-one interview. I don't know if that is still obtainable now. So I was selected and passed through the 9 months leadership training. I applied under business and entrepreneurship and went to Ghana for the 5 weeks in-house training. It was wonderful. And after the Yali fellowship in Ghana, I came back. I think in 2019, I was opportune to also apply for the Yali fund. That's a $10,000 Yali fund for Yali alumni. And it was a rigorous process. I think out of 3,000, we streamlined to 300, from 300 to 30. From 30, I made the top 8, and we're given the funds to scale our business. And also the alumni network, I've had opportunities of seeing other grant applications, other fellowships, the Obama Fellowship. I got it through the Yali network and all that. So it has been collaborative for me, interesting, meeting new friends, and also it's like a lifelong opportunity. And we are like family now in the Yali network. So the experience has been wonderful, great, and also profitable. Thank you.
Wow, great. It's nice to learn that the Yali community has really impacted your life in amazing ways, talking about training, talking about funding, talking about networking. And I hope that you are going to share some of your, some of your secrets with us today. Because for you to emerge, among the top 8, out of thousands of people who applied for a grant means there must be something unique and spectacular about you. And of course, your profile also makes it clear that you are someone that has won several of such grants. At least I'm aware of that. So today is going to be an opportunity for those of us who are listening to this conversation to learn from you, and of course those who will also be watching later on. So you are the founder of Blue Sands Academy. Kindly tell us about it. What's the idea behind the organization, and how has been the experience so far?
Blue Sands Academy came out of the part of pain that I was experiencing as a young girl growing up. So when I relocated to Kaduna State, I was, okay, this is somebody coming from the southern part of Nigeria to the northern part of Nigeria. The educational system there is different. The value for female is different. And it disturbed me a lot. I was staying at the, if you are conversant with Kaduna State, you know that the state is virtually divided in terms of religion. So I was based in the southern parts, which is predominantly Christian. Then I noticed that in the northern part, the educational system in the northern part of Kaduna is nothing to write home about. How did I know? When I was registering for my NIA, I was opportune to be in an office and I met a head teacher. She is a Muslim and she said she's the head teacher of one Islamic school. And she was asking me to help her to write her name. I was like, oh, madam, okay, is it that you did not see the space to write? You say, no, that should help her to spell her name in the right place. That where they put first name, she does not understand. Where they put surname, she does not understand. I was like, okay, why is it like that? So she was not giving me her experience when she was looking for the job and all the rest. I said, no, this is wrong. Then also an experience too in the southern part. I met a teacher, a Christian teacher too. The same thing. She said she got the connection through somebody and she was not fit for that post. She could not even spell some things when we went to the school, and she was having issues with me and some of the kids. So I said to myself, okay, why not start something in school so that we catch these girls young, instead of them to come out tomorrow and become teachers, have big teachers, you understand? Okay, why not catch them young? So I just started from my home. Where are the girls in this area that cannot read and write? Let me start from there. Then I did not even call it Blue Sands Academy. I called it Sound Nigeria, just to create a sound female in the Nigerian economy, in the Nigerian community. So I started like that. Then along the line, when I remember my pain points, what I went through as a female, I said, okay, this is an opportunity for me to cause a change. I now went to a school. I said, this is what I want to do. I have a background in computer programming. Okay, I want to train young girls, specifically girls, because I discovered that we have very few females in the tech sector. Okay, why don't I bring something new? They said they have computer club. I said, yes, I know you have computer clubs in your school, but these are dead. They are not live. Computer clubs that only teach them how to color computer, parts of a computer. There is no real life experience, real life learning. So they gave me the opportunity. The Kaduna State governor was happy about it. So they gave me a letter. I went into public schools and I started training girls in tech. What did we do? We trained them how to use a computer, first of all. Then we now train them how to develop mobile apps. Then when there was an opportunity for tech competition, so we trained few girls to go for this tech competition. Up as God will have it, the two teams we trained became the national ICT winners. You can go and Google it. 2019 national ICT winners from Queen Amina College. Then the Beyond School Community Challenge winners of 2019. That was organized by the alumni of Mandela Washington Fellows. The girls we trained won it. So Blue Sands Academy came out from pain points. The solution came out from my point of pain, what I saw in the community and what I went through as a girl. So when I started, when the organization started evolving, I changed it from Soundher to Blue Sands Academy. So that was how Blue Sands Academy came to be till now. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, and very
I hope I'm not talking too much. I hope I'm not talking too much.
You are not. It's your story. We are here to listen to you. So feel free to take your time to explain and, share with us. And then, like I was saying, congratulations and well done. That's really, really interesting to learn that you took up the challenge of training young girls and they went on to become national champions. That's a really big feat that you have been able to achieve, and more grace to your elbow, Alero. Keep it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So as someone who is actually in the ICT industry, working with young girls, how do you think we can bridge the digital divide in the society today? And that is also related to what we are trying to achieve next week with the International Day of the Girl Child, which the theme is Digital Generation, Our Generation. It has already been, it's already confirmed that there is a digital divide between the gender in the society. So how would you advise that we bridge this divide?
Okay, from my own personal experience with young girls in schools and around my community, what I discovered is how we can bridge this digital divide is being intentional, focused, and determined. Why I say this is this, and also having access. I discovered through research that 1 in 10 girls in public schools, just 1 in 10 of those girls have access to a computer. Then when it gets to in private schools, middle private schools, they don't really have the access to computers, it's their parents. Then when we get to the A-class schools, the highbrow schools, the children of the so-called high and mighty in the society, they have access to computers. And you could see the difference. But even with the access to computers, there are no tech mentors that guide them through a career path in tech. So what we're doing at Blue Sands Academy is when we go to secondary schools, we pick out girls for our club, for our computer club. So we train them in computer programming and UI UX designs. We don't leave them there. We take them through a career path. How do we do that? Okay, at your SS1 or SS2 or SS3, we've been involved in your path in the tech. We've been training you. So we can come for a parent session or guidance session where we talk to the parents. Okay, this is your daughter or this is what we'll advise. For a university level, we would like her to go for maybe computer science or computer programming or anything that has to do with technology. So when we make those calls, we discover that maybe 30 out of 50 parents, they are interested in it. And the problem we normally have is that most girls are scared of that course. They think it's very, very difficult. So we take them through practical experiences, practical life on hands-on the computer. And they discover that it's very easy, only if somebody is there to guide them through. Now, we also discover that if we leave them like that, the school has a curriculum. And school have no business. I keep telling people, school have no business in having computer clubs, because what they do there is just to extract money from parents. At the end of the day, how many of those students end up reading maybe computer stuffs and all the rest? They end up doing what they want to do, maybe go for lawyer, profession like lawyer, medicine, maybe other courses, but not computer. So they just take it as an aside. So if we can be intentional, we have maybe organizations like mine that can be intentional. We come together to collaborate and say, okay, this is what we want to do. In 10 girls, we need that 3 that are interested or 4 that are interested. Those ones that are not interested, we can make them to be interested. You can still be reading your medicine and all the rest and still have your computer stuff if you want to do it maybe as an aside. But we want to encourage you to come into this profession. Then after that, what we also do again, my organization, we just started a project called One Girl, One Laptop Initiative. So what we do is to give a girl child access to own a free laptop, because you cannot go to farm without tools. After training them, they don't have the tools, they don't have the access to what you're telling them. And aside that, for a girl to own a laptop, there are so many opportunities online for her. There are so many things she can do with a laptop. I tell people, I say, if you want to be successful in life, you have to enter into the 4-box technology. What's the 4-box technology? Your house is 4 corner. There are opportunities you can get from that, your house. Your computer screen is 4 corner. Your office is 4 corner. Anything you want to do, if you can get hold to that 4-box technology. So we want to create a 4-box technology for these girls to have access to own a computer, a free laptop. And we are in partnership with some organization and also some goodwill citizens who are also interested. We say, okay, just your $1 donation for a girl to own a laptop. That is all what we need from you. And so far, we've donated like 25 laptops. We just started this initiative like 3 months ago. We've donated like 25 laptops to girls in low-income communities. And we see the impact it's creating in them. It's also spurred their interest. You can see what they are doing with UI UX design. It's fantastic. These are girls that have been in school for 6 years, 7 years. They don't even, all they know is just to color the computer. They don't even have life experience with it. So that is how we can be intentional. If we want to close the digital gap, we have to take the girls by their hand and bring them through the career path. It has to be continuous. It has to be consistent. There needs to be follow-up. That's the only way we can close the gender digital gap. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for that. We need to be intentional if we want to close the digital gender divide. And well done for what you are doing, your initiatives, One Girl, One Laptop. So amazing that you are going beyond just providing the skills, but you're also giving them the tools. This is so amazing. And I want to say, keep it up. Alero.
Thank you. Thank you.
My next question, you are someone that has attended fellowships and boot camps and several training programs, which a lot of people actually struggle to be a part of, to enter. Can you share with us some of those tips, that has stood you out as a person, which we can also begin to apply when we want to go for such programs, and also grant writing tips? Kindly share with us, Alero.
Okay, tips. You say that one man's tips is different from another man's tips. Well, generally, for fellowships, there's this thing, when I'm writing a fellowship application, what I do is I bring the judge. Let me go into the spirit realm. I just foresee the judge's mind. So I put the mind of the judge on my table. What is it? And what is it that this person is looking for? Okay, when I was writing the Obama Fellowship, we were the first cohort in that Obama Africa Leader Fellowship that met with Obama one-on-one in South Africa. When I was writing the application, I brought the judge on the table when I was writing. I was asking myself, what is it that they want to see in my application? And I said to myself, they want to see the real you. One thing about fellowships is that they want to hear your life experience. That's why I tell people, I say, no matter what you do, no matter how small, whatever you do, document it. Be intentional about it, document it. Set it on your social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Let people know the small thing you're doing. You want to give girls pad in secondary schools, even if it's one bag of pad that just have 50 pieces, go to the school, go with a photographer, snap it, have your proposal written to maybe the community head. This is what you're doing. You never can tell. When these people go online, they outside your application, they go to places you don't know on your social media. There's something you've posted. That is the thing that will really ring there. You'll be amazed that everything you wrote, the fantastic English and everything, fine. That one just gave you an access. They now want to know who is Alero Thompson. They Google it. Google brings out everything about her and everything. They go deeper and they check. So that is one way of winning fellowship. If I want to win a fellowship, let's say in the next 1 year, I start building profile. Whatever I'm doing, I document it. I put it out there. Then I'm also community driven. Even if I have a business, my business should not be all about making profit. What is that social responsibility part of my business? How is my business impacting people in my community? So many of us, we have fantastic stories, but we don't know how to say it. We don't know how to tell it. And one thing about fellowship is storytelling. See, there's how you can tell your story. The judge will just drop the pen and begin to cry. Wow, wonderful. Just small thing you're doing, you amplify it. This One Girl, One Laptop initiative is just 25 laptops. It looks just, but it's the way I would tell the story from the point of pain. You want to identify with me, know that what this lady is doing is fantastic. Then for grants, for grant writing, when you're writing grant application, maybe for $10,000 or $50,000, the grant writers, they want to see what other things you've gotten. Have you been in any incubator program, entrepreneurship program, what program, and all the rest? Try to list everything you've done. No matter, there's how you can summarize it, everything you've done. They want to hear your developmental story. Okay, if you've been through an accelerator program, you've been through an entrepreneurship program, they will say to themselves, okay, if I give this person this grant, this person have the skills to maintain this money, to inject this money into his or her project and make it successful. And also in grant writing, grant writing and fellowship writing, try to stand out from the crowd. I submitted my Obama fellowship deadline at the deadline. I knew I wasn't going to be selected. In fact, they sent me a message that you were not selected into the Obama Africa Leaders Fellowship Program because you submitted late. Your application will not be reviewed. Fine. What did I do next? I went to pray. And I think along the line, the man now called me, the person that sent me that mail now called me directly from the US and said, oh, we've gone back to the bin and we saw some fantastic applications and we saw yours, we brought it out and we looked at it, it was okay. But the reason why we are selecting you, it was a post you made about some girls in the northern part of Nigeria on your Facebook page, and they sent it to me. That for you to take such bold step to go into schools and start training girls, say these are the kind of people we want. So that's why I say no matter how small what you're doing, sell it out there on Facebook, social media, WhatsApp. You never can tell which watchdog is watching over you. Thank you.
Lovely. Wow, wow, wow. This has been a very, very wonderful learning session for me. And I believe for the attendees of today's chat, because you are sharing some very important life nuggets that have helped you and is bound to also help us in the future. Thanks for this. Now let's talk about failures and rejections, because I know that life is not a bed of roses. And definitely you would also have your own fair share of some of these things. Tell us a little bit about them and how you handle
them. Well, I think I've failed more in life than succeeding, especially in my business area, in my project area. I've had lots of failures. And when it comes to rejection too, I've received lots of rejections. I've received blackmailing. I've been scorned upon, because you see, the society we live in, when you try to come out from the crowd and want to be outstanding, people that were in the same class with you, is either they join you or some of them start buffing. Why? Because you taking a bold step to want to be different. So I've lost friends along the line. When I started my organization, I started with 2 guys. One of them, I took him down to the Ministry of Education. So when we were preparing for a certain project, I introduced him to some top men, some top people in government. And when I left the area I was staying, I discovered that he took my project, took my initiative, went behind my back and started scaling up that particular project. He got an interview session with, I think this Sanusi, got an interview session with El-Rufai. I was seeing my project, the title of my project being flown up and down, the works I did with my girls, he carried the pictures and was flying up and down. I was happy for him, but it was, to me, I felt pain inside of me because I was working as a group and not as an individual. This is somebody that I brought into my organization to assist me, and at my back, you go and use my project to fly and every rest. I wished him well and I was happy with the feat he was achieving, but not using somebody else's idea or not even somebody's many people have your idea, but not using your group, your organization's project that you signed and everything and go behind the back and be flying with that project. So to me, that was a big failure because there were some financial implications which would have come to my organization, but it went straight to him. And I started picking the pieces all over. I could not even go into some offices again because they no longer know me. They only knew the new person. So I had to change my target audience. It was painful. It took me more than a year to stand up again as an organization and started a new initiative that is different, totally different from what he was doing. Then in the part of applications, fellowships, and grant writing, I've been rejected more than I've been accepted. Some make me cry, some make me moody, some 2 weeks I will not be able to eat because of everything I put into it and all the rest. And I keep telling, sometimes I encourage myself and say, you don't need it all, others too need it, and maybe this is not the right fellowship for you, maybe this is not the right grant funding for you and all the rest. So I've learned to accept my failures, change what I can change, and also leave what I cannot change, but improve on what I can change. So that is how I've been parting with failures. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. That was a really, really, really painful story you just shared, talking about betrayal. And I'm so glad that you were able to pick up, the broken pieces and, forge on in life and see where you are today. So well done once again, and congratulations for all you are achieving. Now, if you had a chance to go back in time and change some things, let's say maybe start some things all over again, what are those things that you would like to change, and what things would you do differently?
If I had the opportunity to change, let me see. There are so many things in this. This life is not balanced, like they used to say. There are so many things we want to change. I would like to start on a different path. I would not want to come through this path of turmoil and falling down, rising up, falling down, rising up, falling down, rising. You doing trial by error methods when your organization is being hit with some kind of storm, you just wake up one morning, all your trainers say they are not coming to work again. So I would like, if I'm to go back, I would like to go back to the path where I was getting it all right. It was smooth and everything. But the moment I took on the decision to start my own organization, I now remembered what my madam used to tell us then in meeting. When you become the owner of a company, you will know what I'm passing through. Sometimes you wake up at the midnight, you just carry your diary and you'll be writing things. Sometimes it looks as if your chest is heavy. How are you going to do this? Where do you need this finance? Especially when you're running a social enterprise, where the money that is coming in, you will use it to also fund social projects, But all the same, I'm still happy where I am. But if you ask me, I want to go and change some things I did out of mistake. One, there is something they used to say, they say, where you are getting, maybe when I want to go for proposals or project interview, I need to watch the team I take to such places, because these days, many people don't want to serve. I worked in a school for 8 years. I taught as a teacher for 8 years. I did home lesson, jumping from one house to the other, getting home 11 in the night. I served. But this day, I discovered that many people don't want to serve. Everybody wants to be a boss. So any little opportunity you show them, take them to places, they want to go behind your back and take it over from you. So if I want to go back, I would like to go back in the place where I'll put the proper documents in place, know the kind of people you take to some certain meetings. I think know your team properly. That is something I'll have to go back to. But all the same, I'm here. We move on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Alero. We are gradually coming to the end of our chat. But then I would like to ask you to kindly drop your contact in the chat room for those who would like to reach out to you after today's session. And then also give us a parting shot. Or rather, before your parting shots, let me throw the floor open for anyone who would like to ask questions, and then we will now take your final words. So if you would like to ask our special guest Alero a question, kindly raise up your hand, and you can also unmute yourself. I'm sure we'll have one or two questions for Alero today. Any questions? Okay, since no one has got a question for you at the moment, so I would like to ask you to give us a word of advice, your parting shots, something you would like us to take home in addition to all we have learned from you today. Pardon my background, it just started raining heavily here, so that will be affecting my audio. So Alero, over to you.
Okay,
we have a question. Senator says, what's the hardest decision you ever took that worked out for your good?
Okay. Well, so many. Which one comes to mind now? The hardest. Okay. Well, the hardest decision that I took was relocate to Lagos. It was very difficult because, down there in the north, I tell people, if you're in the north, grab hold of the opportunity. You just do small thing, you have the support everywhere, because there are very few people that are doing, and especially if you're in the tech sector, you're training people in tech, especially girls. If you're working in girls in tech in the north, you have all the support. The competition is not as high as here in Lagos. So the hardest decision I took was to close down everything I was doing in the north, to relocate to the south, to the western part of Nigeria, which is Lagos. And that came as a result of the choice of spouse. He is here in Lagos, so I have to relocate. That's the life of a woman. I have to relocate. So that was one of the hardest. You've gotten your project. Everybody have known you in the north. You're breaking ground. If you ask me right now, I love the northern part of Nigeria. I like Kaduna. I see the unity and everything in that place. I walk into the Ministry of Education and everything, and I through the project, they like it, they love it, and you get the support, irrespective of whether you're a Christian or whether you're a Muslim. When it comes to ICT, Governor El-Rufai supports you till the end. So that was one of the hardest decisions. When I came down to Lagos, it was very difficult. It took me 2 years to get up on my feet again, 2 years, because I wasn't known in this area, and I see their approach in this place is different. You need to be very careful when you're dealing with everybody here. Is just an opportunist. Everybody is just striving. In the north, it's not like this. So people trust you for your word and everything. But here, I learned from mistakes. I got duped and got duped twice because I believe so much in people. When you come to meet me, I say, okay, let's partner. I never knew partnership. There are secrets I need to know when it comes to partnership. So I never knew. I just accepted some partnership that almost landed me in trouble. So I want us to be careful in wherever we are, in whatever part of the country we are. Be careful. And also, if you have a project, please go and get is it the copyright or what they call it again? You need to get the ownership of that project, because you can bring someone into your team and they go and fly with your initiative, and the rest you end up losing something you've worked. Maybe that idea came to you after several years of striving in a certain industry. So we have to be careful. I think one of the hardest things, like you said, coming back to the question, was moving down to Lagos. But now it has turned out for good. I'm seeing many people, many opportunities aside what I'm doing. I started seeing some developmental process going on in my organization. Initially, I was thinking, okay, just train girls, but now I'm seeing other opportunities that I'm even adding to make Blue Sands Academy go beyond what we're doing. So that is the answer to his question. Then for us, as we want to live, like I said before, whatever we're doing, be intentional. When you're seeking for fellowships, I always tell people, I say, even if you're doing what you're doing as an organization, NGO or business or anything, don't stop building on yourself. There are so many opportunities out there. You can even reach out to me. Presently, there's an opportunity now for female. I think that was like $50,000, something like that. So you can reach out to me privately. I'll hook you up to some opportunities, give you tips and all the rest, how you can apply and see how we can collaborate and also partner to do some project. Like this One Girl, One Laptop initiative, somebody in Zambia called me. I told her, okay, I gave her the necessary documents and everything. Do it there in Zambia. The money, the laptop is not coming to Blue Sands Academy. It's impacting girls in your community. But I'm giving you the go ahead. But every stories, everything you have has to be One Girl, One Laptop initiative. So whatever we are doing, let's be intentional, determined, and focused. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alero. It has been a very, very inspiring story today, learning about your journey through starting your own initiatives and fellowships, winning grants, betrayals, bouncing back, overcoming challenges. In fact, today's chat, I would say, has been one of the very best we have had on Leadership Table. And on behalf of the North Central team, I want to say a big thank you to you for taking our time to join us today to share your story. And also a big thank you to everyone that has stayed on the call. Abayomi, Senator, Catherine, earlier on we had Blessing, we had Mohammed, and just now our main man, Stanley Agoha, also joined. Thank you for taking our time to be on this call today. And this is where we call it a wrap today. And we would be heading into the breakout rooms for further networking. So once again, our special guest, thank you. And thank you all for joining us, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'm grateful.
You're welcome.